Well, hello, friends. It's Joni here at Joni's Journals. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone had a pleasant holiday. Mine was pretty good. A little tiring with all the cooking and stuff, but it was nice. We're moving on to a Happy New Year, so that will be coming up on Tuesday because today is Sunday, December 30th. And I do have a confession to make. I started this video yesterday, and then when I was doing my measurements, they weren't coming out right. So I just got all fuddled and I ended up canceling out on doing the video. I had went to my husband. He was in the garage. I had told him, please be quiet. I'm starting my video. And then 30 seconds later, not even, it was probably 15 minutes later, I came back out and said, forget it. I'm not doing my video. I'm having a brain fart. But I'm fresh and new today, so we're going to get started on making our video. And what you see before you are what we're going to make. This is the version that I created yesterday. It took me about 4.5 hours, I think, because I did a lot of designing and measuring and all sorts of stuff. And that would be part of the reason why I was having a brain fart. But we are going to make this, and I'm going to show you this one and also the paper pad that I made it from. But we are going to be using this adorable paper, and this is a paper pad by Simple Stories, and it's called Simple Vintage Fresh Snow. And it's quite unlike most of what I usually work with. It's kind of a bit cutesy, if you want to use that term. I don't normally make my journals from kits like this, but these papers are just beautiful, and I can't resist these plaids. And some of the pictures are a little cute, but I love this collage. And so, yeah, we are going to be using this paper today to create a flip, I forgot what I was going to call it, a file folder flip journal, okay? That's finally what the name is that I came up with. In addition, I am going to try to get another video done today where we're using this paper pad again to create a little bit of a tuck for the journal we're going to be making, okay? This one, however, is, as you know, more of a bit of grunge, which is my usual style. And I have created this one using the Reminiscence pad book 5, and this is by Elizabeth Craft Designs. I'm going to move my lamp. I thought it would be better if I kept it a little bit forward, but things seem to be reflecting. Now, I have been enjoying the Elizabeth Craft Designs paper pads because they are more like a Tim Holtz style with these grungy patterns. And they do give you a bit of a color assortment in them. If you remember my video from last week, it was one of the DD Advent videos. I had used the Reminiscence book. Let me look real quick. Book 8, and that was their Christmas pad. I just love them. I mean, I'm not making any money on this, but I'm just letting you know and see how beautiful these pads are. They come with both the cardstock weight paper, and they also come with a collection of more of a paperweight. I don't know. The cardstock is, I was just looking, 250 grams, whatever that converts to in American measurements, weights rather. And the papers are 120 grams. So yeah, they're available on Elizabeth Craft Designs. Scrapbook.com carries them. I'll try to remember to link it at the end of the video. But I always order 2 pads when I order my pads. Yeah, I'm a little bit nuts. But if I find a paper I like and I use it, at least I know I have another one left over in the background. So I don't feel too bad. I don't hoard it then. I'll usually hoard the second pad, but the first pad will get used. So this is our file folder flip journal. And this is how it's constructed. This one I used Velcro on to use it as a closure. I'm not too crazy about the Velcro. I don't want to remove it because I know I'll damage the paper underneath. But for the one that we're going to make, I'm not going to create a closure. I'm just going to simply probably tie a piece of ribbon around it, and that will work out just fine. But you have this front flap, which folds open to this page, which I haven't decorated this one too much. So you have this page, and then it flips out, and we have this little flap here, which flips again, and I'm just making sure you're seeing everything in the camera. Let me move my light back. Is that, no, that's going to be a glare. Okay. And it has two pockets here, a pocket here, into which I've tucked some tags that I created using the scraps from the paper. And this is a tag that I created a long time ago. I was going through all of my scrappy bits, if you want to call them that, and ephemera that I've made and stuff, and I was trying to find a way to use it up, and it's in the back of my mind now. And when I create journals, I'm going to try to tuck in at least one piece because I have so much, and that comes from making videos for you guys and also watching other people's videos. But it has a pocket here. It has a little side pocket here. I created a little journal card. I punched the thumb hole up near the top. I thought that was kind of different. And then it does have a little journal in it, which is removable. It is tied in just with a piece of string. I thought that that was like a quick, convenient way to do it. And it has a little bow at the top. Okay. And then it tucks in and out. And you can see this is some of the paper from the paper pad that I used to make the journal. And here is another pocket, again, with 3 more tags, one similar to the one that I showed you that I had created. I might have a video on this. I don't know. But yeah, and so I made another 2 tags from scraps. And you may remember, a couple of months back, we were making our own CD holders. And I made some miniature ones. So I used 2 of those so far. And I'm hoping, well, this one has the plastic in it, the window plastic. So it's kind of going to glare. But I use those as little decorations in it. Okay. So now I'm going to first show you what I did wrong yesterday as I explained to you how to do this. Now you're going to see I have notes here, maybe you can't see them, written in pencil on this piece of file folder. Because what happened yesterday when I cut and scored my file folder, I don't know exactly what I did, but I did it backwards. And how I did that, I was just not thinking. And so I made my flippy flappies the wrong sizes. Now, that may not seem like that big of a deal to you, but if you know me, you will know that I prepare everything before I make my videos. So when I realized what I had done and that not only did I create it backwards, but that everything was the wrong size. And for some reason, I think it's because I grabbed a different file folder than the set of file folders that I grabbed this one from and this one from, because we have dollar store file folders and we have, what do you call it? Like the box of, I think they're made by Avery. I'm not even sure, file folders that my husband buys them by the box, thank goodness, because I would run out if he didn't. So I folded it wrong, okay? And it wasn't going to work out with the way I had laid out my papers. Now, I'll give you all the measurements for all of this afterwards, once we get the file folder made. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to take a regular file folder. You can start from scratch. Oops, I'm sorry. I had laid everything out today so that I thought that I wouldn't hit the tripod, but it wouldn't be a video with me if I didn't hit it at least once. Okay. You're going to take a piece of file folder. You're going to take a file folder. I took the one with the side tab, meaning one like this. It has the tab on the side as opposed to this one where the tab is in the middle. In this case, I don't think one with the middle would work out too well because you're going to end up cutting off part of the file folder, and I just think that it would end up looking funny if you use the one with the middle. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a file folder. Now, file folders are 17¼ to 17½ inches complete when they're open, and they are whatever they are lengthwise. I think it's, let's just see. Yeah, it's just about 11 inches, okay? You are going to take it and you're going to cut it down to be 8 inches, okay? So you're basically cutting off 3 inches at the bottom. So you take your file folder and you're going to cut it down to be 8 inches high, okay? Now I'm just going to grab my scoreboard and hope that I don't hit you. I'm not going to hit you, but I'm just going to move a few things over here because I do have a cup of hot cocoa that has turned into cold cocoa right now, and it is sitting on my desk, and I don't want to knock it over. Okay, what you're going to do, you are going to take your file folder. Now, you see I flipped mine because I know I already made my marks on here to be sure that I was going to get everything measured correctly. You are going to take your file folder. Now, you can see here in the middle that you have these three little, three pre-scored creases. You're going to take your file folder. You're going to keep this crease that's already there, okay? That's going to stay. You're going to take the other one, your other side, and you're going to bend it back on the very first crease so that it looks like this when you're done, down the middle, okay? And I'm just going to take and I'm going to grab my bone folder and I'm going to press that down nice and tight so that I have a natural score line, okay? Now, the reason that that's important is because the file folder is way too big for the scoreboard, you're going to need to have something to lean against, all right? So you're going to take this score line that you just put in or that you just tightened up, and you're going to push it up against the side of your scoreboard, okay? And once that's done, you're going to take, of course, I cleaned up my desk before I even started my video. You're going to take and you're going to score with that crease pushed up against the side of your scoreboard. You're going to score at 5, like so. Doing good so far, guys. I haven't hit the tripod. And you're going to score at 5 3/4, okay? And that will create enough room for your flap to fold over onto the other side of your, onto the other side of your journal. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the other side and you're going to push it again. You're going to take and you're going to push it up against the side of your scoreboard. Okay, I'm going to bend this one back just so it stops flopping over. And this side, you're going to score only at 5. Okay? And that's going to create the large flap that's on the inside of your journal. Okay, I'm just going to put this over here, and I'm going to carefully remove my scoreboard and tuck it back in, and we're going to get started. Okay, so now what you want to do, you want to fold this over. Okay, you don't have to worry about any of the writing that you see on mine because it's going to get covered up. Okay, and we're going to bend. First we'll bend this one. Okay, and I'm just going to push it down. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to bend the other one, the 5-inch mark, and I'm going to push it down. Okay, so now you have your journal. Okay, you have the file folder portion of your journal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to round all the pointy corners. Okay, there aren't too many because you'll see where your tabs, your natural tabs that were in the file folder. Why is this not going? I don't remember now if I did 10 or 7. I'm going to do 10 because if the other ones are not, oh, there we go. Sometimes the paper gets stuck in there. And then we're going to, that corner is already round. We're going to take and we're going to round this corner. Okay, there you go. So your basic journal is created for you. Okay, and it folds like this. You can see inside there. And then what we're going to do now is we are going to decorate. And I'm going to tell you what you are going to need. All right, I'm going to put this aside. To decorate this outside page, this inside page, this one, and the back, you're going to need 4 sheets of paper. And they need to be 7 3/4 inches high. Oh, nope, we skipped a step. See, this is... What we're going to do now, cancel all the other stuff, is we're going to reinforce our spines, okay? So you're going to need to cut, we'll take this paper back because we need it anyway. You're going to need 4 strips. I used my leftover file folder because you do have that piece left once you cut down your file folder to 8 inches. I am just going to carefully put this all back in a little clip just so I don't lose any of it. Okay, hang on, guys. Okay, and gals and people and whatever. I used my leftover file folder and I created 4 strips, 7 3/4 inches long by 3/4 inches wide because they're going to fit onto our spines. Now you can see I've already inked mine. You don't have to. And you may also notice that on the outer edges of these, I didn't decorate. And I just kind of thought that that gave it kind of a more file folder look. It was a little bit cooler. So what you're going to do is you're going to take and you are going to reinforce your spines. And you are going to glue these down right here. Now, they are a little bit shorter than the 8 inches, but that's okay because it makes it a little bit more interesting when you're looking at it on the outside. All right, so I'm going to glue the first one down, and then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to finish all that up, and I'm going to come back to you when I'm done with all of that, but I'm going to show you how I do one. And so I'm just going to put glue, kind of spread it out on my little strip of file folder here. And like I said, I'm just going to try and center it both on the sides and the top and the bottom and lay it down like that. Okay, and I'm going to do that on all of these spines here. Okay, so I'm going to do it on this one, and this one as well. And when I'm done with all of that, I will come right back to you. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, friends, we are back. And I have added my little binding supports to all of my little binding areas. And I'm calling them that because I don't know what else we should call them. And so now what we are going to do is we are going to start decorating our file folder journal, okay? What you will need is, let me just grab them. I want to do this without making too much of a mess because I have, like I said, cut everything out already. And I'm just going to put those little parts over here. And yeah, okay, we're good. What you are going to need is you're going to need 4 decorative sheets that are 7 3/4 inches high by 4 3/4 inches wide. And what that will give you is it will give you this little effect of being a mat around the edge of all of your papers, okay? So we're going to start decorating, and since I've been looking at all of these papers are just simply gorgeous. I'm going to open the file folder up like so, and I just want to check that. Okay, this is going to be our front, and so I have picked this page because it is one of my favorites to be our front page, okay? And then to coordinate with it, these are the other papers that I have here. This is going to be our back page, okay? And you can see there's still a little bit, you can see some of that writing on the edges there, but what I'll do is I'll go back in with an eraser and I will erase those marks on the papers. So now I'm just going to glue these down like so. Okay. And we will put this one on the front. I want to make sure that I put enough glue on because I want to make sure that I have enough playing time to be able to move the paper around should I need to. Okay. And this one, again, it doesn't really matter which way you put it. I think I'm going to put it on this way because it is not directional. And so I'm just going to make sure that I have that centered. And I'm going to put that one down on the front. So remember, these are 7 3/4 high by 4 3/4 wide. And this is going to be our front page. Let me show you that. Because when you close everything up, this is going to be your front, okay? So now you can make this to flip this way and this way and this way, or you can make it to flip this way and this way and this way. I think maybe we'll change it up a little, and we're going to make it this one to flip to the left. Okay, well, actually, I guess it's flipping to the right. Okay, I think we're going to change this one up. Okay, so that is your front page. Remember, it's the second one in. If you get confused, just flip your flap over and you'll know which is which, okay? And then this one is going to be our back page, okay? I tried to color coordinate these, or at least pattern coordinate them, and I used the ones that were my favorite, but also that didn't have anything on the back that I thought I might use. Like that big Hello Winter. It's pretty, but it's not my style, and I probably would not have used it anywhere. So, and because I liked the pine cones, I decided to use the pine cone side. Oh, pine cone side. Okay, let's see. Why does that look crooked? Well, I may have cut it a little bit crooked. Okay. So there we go. That is our outside. Okay. So now we're going to flip it over and we're going to do our inside. So I have these two. Again, we're with the pine cone theme. And let me see, because I do have my other papers picked out already, and I'll give you those sizes when we get to it. And let me see, I do need a piece for the inside on this side. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to use the plaid on the inside. So I'm going to put the two navies together. I think that'll look good. So we'll get to that. We'll put that side on in a minute. And so we're going to put the navy on here. Okay, the brown plaid is gorgeous too. But the other papers that I picked out really, I didn't do justice to the brown, or should I say that the brown plaid didn't do justice to them. So like I said, we're going to add a lot of glue to this. And this way, like I said, it gives us a little bit of playtime. And we're just going to put it on. And I'm going to make sure that it's straight. And I'm going to follow the line on the bottom. There we go. And put that one there. And then we're going to slide it over. And we're going to put the green. See, this back is pretty too. But again, not my style. And I can't see myself using a full page that has a wood grain pattern on it on any of my journals. And so, yeah, I did tell you in the beginning that we're going to be creating a little something to tuck in the pocket of our journal, and that will be in my next video, which I'm hoping to also get done today. And so, yeah, so we'll make sure that those are even and that they're straight. And so there you go. We have our outside front, like so. Although we were going to go left, weren't we? This is our outside front and our two inside pages and our back page. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we are going to decorate our flap. And you did get a sneak peek. And for that, what you are going to need is 2 sheets that are cut 3 3/4 inches wide by 7 3/4 inches tall. Now, because we rounded our corners on the bottom, well, in this case, it's on the bottom, you might want to round one corner of your paper too, so that it kind of corresponds with each other. Okay, and by the way, I've already inked the edges on all of these pages. Okay, so we're going to glue down the plaid. The snowflakes were pretty too. And let's see. No, I think we're going to stick with the plaid. Okay, I was going to reverse them a little, reverse the pages, but no, I like the other page. So we're going to hide the snowflakes, but we are going to see the snowflakes in our next project. Okay, so if you like the snowflake pattern, don't worry, it will show up soon. All right, so we're just gonna put enough glue on there, and we're just gonna lay this piece down like so. And again, I'm gonna make sure it's straight. Okay, and I'm trying to also see if these pages are even across, and they really aren't, but I don't care. Okay. So there we go. So now we have the inside flap. And again, I'm going to just flip this over and I'm going to do the outside flap. Okay. And I have a piece prepared. And this was the piece that I really liked. So I don't want to hide this. Okay. And we're going to lay that one down like that. And again, these are 7 3/4 by 3 3/4 because they will match the measurement of my file folder. Now, if by chance you do what I did yesterday, and you make the incorrect make the incorrect scores, don't cut your paper beforehand. Wait until you've created your folder and then cut your paper after. Don't do a Joni. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that this is kind of centered on here. And so there we have that. Okay. And so, yeah, we've decided to make this a left flip. And what you're going to need to decorate here is you're going to need 2 strips that are 7 3/4 high by 1.5 inches wide. Okay, and I have picked out a plaid page for that, which, although it doesn't really match up with the green, this kind of matches up, you'll see, wait, with this. Okay, so I cut the 2 pieces from the same piece that I had, because I thought that this was pretty. I liked the plaid. Let's not goof around. Okay, so let's just, again, a lot of glue all the way around, like so. And we're going to, is this the, nope, this one has to go on the outside. Okay. I'm going to put this one, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to round this corner too. And I'm just going to do that and might make a mess. Oh, ah! Okay, hang on. I think I'm going to round this corner too, because that's the way it's working out. Okay. Let me give it a little ink. Okay. Okay. Little adjustment. All right. We're going to put this one on the outside. Like so. All right. There we go. Okay. So now we've got our outer flap done. And should I also round the other corner on this one? I don't know. I think this one's looks a little bit better straight. Okay, we're going to leave that one straight. I was just, making it a little bit more pleasing to the eye. All right, again, lots of glue. So we have room to move it should we need to. Okay. Let's lay this one down. Like so. Make sure it's centered. Make sure it's straight. And there we go. There is your little flip file folder journal. See, I liked that one a little bit better rounded because this kind of met with this rounded edge. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add our pockets. And for our pockets, we want 2 pieces that are 4.5 inches wide by 3 3/4 inches high. Now again, we're doing I want to make sure I've got this right because I changed it up at the last minute. Okay, we're going to do the left flap. So we're going to put our pockets down here. Now I always like to, when I put my pockets in, you've probably heard me say this before, I like to see a little bit of a border of the paper that's underneath. So I kind of center my pocket into where it's going. And then again, I like to see a little bit on the bottom. So I'll pull it up just a little bit from the bottom. And I am going to put my glue around all 3 edges of my pocket, like so. And I'm going to glue my pocket down. And there we go. Okay. And there you have your first pocket. And again, I'm going to do the same thing on this pocket. And I am just, I went a little further in than maybe I should have, but that's okay. I'm going to go back and I'm going to see if I can wipe that off. Like so. I have a damp paper towel here. I'm just going to wipe that off. And there we go. That's a little bit better. All right. And I am just going to pause for a second and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. My husband has come in from the garage and is making himself some lunch. And I started hearing the pots and pans rattling. So I said, let me just pause and close the door so that we are not in each other's way. My office, our office, I should say, is right around the corner from the kitchen, which is convenient, but not when someone wants to cook. Okay, we're going to add our last pocket. And this is our little side pocket that we had here in this one. And because I decided to change the direction of this journal, while I had the little thumb notch up at the top on this one, in this case, our little thumb notch is going to be at the bottom. Okay, no big deal. All right, let me glue this one down again. We're just going to put glue on all 3 sides, like so. Okay. And let me get this last side here. And I'm just going to, in this case, the pocket is 7 3/4 inches high by 2 3/4 inches wide. I could have made it a little bit shorter, but then I don't think that we would have really been able to tuck a journal card or anything into it. So I decided to make it the full length of the pocket. And as you can see, it coordinates nicely, and we do have some snowflakes here. So that is our little journal all constructed. Now, this paper also has coordinating pre-cut ephemera. It's the Simple Vintage Fresh Snow bits and pieces. And what I did was I already created some clusters, and I already took a couple of the pages and I cut out the little cards that come on the back of the papers. And so we have a little something. Oh, this pocket seems to be stuck. Let's see what I did here. Let me grab, where did it go? My bone folder here. And let me see what I did. Did I glue too far over on this pocket? I always do this. Once I create a pocket and I know that it's dry, I will go in with my bone folder and push it around just to make sure that my pocket is going to open enough for my needs. Okay, I may have put a little bit too much glue on this one, but it's okay because we're tucking in the little pieces of ephemera from the kit. And I have this little one that can tuck in right there. I don't have anything created for this side yet, but what I do have created, I started to say, is that I have taken some of the ephemera and I have created some clusters, okay? I have a little birdhouse and a little cocoa mug and my pretty Hello Winter. And this one is some ice skates and mittens with a little flower. And I glued these all together yesterday while I was planning out what we would do. And I thought that I would put, since this is a winter-themed journal, that I would take and I would put this piece, which is 2 pieces of these floral sprays glued together. And I thought that I would take and I would put this piece on the front here, like so, and maybe up a little bit towards this center this way, okay? And that would be our little front there, which you'll see when you open the flap. So let's grab our glue, and I may tuck it further down towards the bottom because it'll leave us some space on the front of the journal if I wanted to add some other little bits and pieces, because the ephemera comes with, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let me grab this. Yeah, I think I'm going to tuck it a little further down towards the bottom like this. Okay, and that will be our decoration on the front. I'm going to turn it a little so that this little banner here that says Hello Winter is straight. And we can push it down and just make sure it's staying stuck. And then we have some room up here because the kit also comes with, oops, one of my little cups. It comes with a bunch of little hearts and, hearts and stars and snowflakes. And so I may just add some of that stuff on as well. But let's get the actual journal decorated. And then on here, did I want to add, I could add the little Wonderland down here on the bottom. Maybe I can match it with the hot cocoa here on the bottom here. Although that really isn't showing very well, is it? Let's see if the hot cocoa one will fit on here. No, it's just a smidge too big. You know what? I think we will put it on there. Because you do see it. It kind of blends in a bit. Maybe we'll do something else. Maybe we will do the Magic of Winter on there. How's that? Okay, and we can do the other hot cocoa one on the back. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to put Wonderland on here, and we're going to put Magic of Winter on here. Now, I didn't measure these all. I tried to a little bit measure them when I was creating the clusters to be sure that they would fit on the pages. But some of them I just put together and said, what the heck, I'll just put it together. I'll find a place for it. So yeah, we're going to take and we're going to put our little hot cocoa cup there with our little Wonderland. And we'll do the Magic of Winter over here, like so. And I'm just going to take, and I'm going to glue around. You can see, maybe you can see that these are bits and pieces. This little cluster actually has, I believe it's 3 pieces to it. I'll turn it over and see. Yes, I added the Magic of Winter and the little flowers there. So I'm going to put this one like this, and our little flowers are just going to border our little thumb hole on our pocket. So now we have the inside done. Let's see, what other pages do we have to decorate? Okay, well, this is the back of the journal. Let's see if we can fit. Yeah, I think we'll put our little ice skates and our mittens there, like so. And maybe we can add our little hot cocoa cup down here. And again, it's the same thing. It's a little too brown, but again, it's also too wide for there. All right, so I think what we'll do, we'll put our ice skates here like this, okay, and our mitten, and let me not reach around the tripod too much so that I don't bump it. And let's add some glue. Oh, there's a little heart stuck in there. Oh, I must have glued it in. Let's see, can I get it out? I must have accidentally glued it in. Nope. Oh well, it's there forever. We will know that there's a little heart on our mittens and our ice skates. And again, let's just make sure I get enough glue on here, and even on the little heart that accidentally got added, and all the way around. I'm going to try to get these skate blades so that they don't pop up at a later time. And let's add, I think I'm going to do it down towards the bottom, like so. There we go. And everything fits on nice. Oh, wait. What did I do? Oh, no, I'm fine. I thought I put it on upside down. Okay. And do we want to add this on here? Because it is a winter journal. Now, do we want to add it tipping into, I don't know. Or do we want to add it this way? I think that's kind of cute if we just add that little winter thing with the little snowflake falling onto the tab. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Did I lose my little And I think we might add some up here. Okay, let's first add our winter to our edge there. I think that's kind of cool. I was looking for a place to put it when I was putting the whole bits of paper together. Okay, let's put that there. And of course, after you're done with it, you can go and you can ink your edges all around the edge of your file folder. I'll show you that I did do that on mine. I'm not going to bore you with that, but I am going to show you how to put in your little journal. I haven't showed you the journal part yet. And maybe we'll add our little birdhouse up here. And where's our hot cocoa? I don't think our hot cocoa wants to go anywhere in particular. Let's pull these pieces of ephemera out so that I don't glue them. I think we're going to do the opposite. We're going to add the birdhouse on that side, and we're going to add the hot cocoa right here, but we're going to use it, we're going to put it down near the pocket so that the pocket seems to be like a little edge for it, okay? All right, let's add in our hot cocoa. And if we glue it down well enough, I really don't think it's going to interfere with taking stuff in and out of our pocket. This piece here is actually 4 pieces of ephemera that I glued together. And like I said, because it is going to sit quite close to our pocket, I want to make sure I'm getting enough glue on so that if it gets bumped, it won't tear off. Okay. Oh, and look, we have our other cup of hot cocoa underneath. I didn't even realize. Duh. Okay. And push that down nice and tight, like so. And that just appears to be our cocoa pocket. I think that looks kind of cute with the 2 cups going opposite of each other. And then we have this one. And I think I'm going to put, I don't know if I want to put the birdhouse here. I don't like the 2 things on the same side, and I don't really care for the birdhouse on that side. So I think we'll leave that edge blank for now. I may go back and I may add, oh, actually, let's see. Can we put, let's see. No, okay, we're not doing our birdhouse. All right, so we're going to tuck our little pieces of ephemera back into our pockets, like so. And then I'm going to show you how to add in your little journal, okay? First, let's take a look at our journal. And the way that I constructed it is, it's 6.5 inches high. I wanted it to, let me just make sure that I'm telling you the right thing. It might not be 6.5. Let me just check again. Yep, nope, it's 6.5 inches high because I wanted to give enough room for it to slide in and out of, whoops, sorry about that, folks. I wanted to give it enough room to be able to slide in and out of this string. This one, I believe, was 6 3/4, and it was a little bit difficult to get it in and out. So I decided to make this one a little bit shorter so that it doesn't have a problem. And all I've done is I've taken 6 sheets of paper and I've cut them down to be 6.5 inches high by 9.5 inches wide. And then I folded them in half, and that gives enough room for you to be able to, let's see if I can show you this, close your journal without the pages interfering, okay? And this paper is paper that I got from Amazon quite a few years ago, and I tried to find it for another video where I used it in another journal that I had made on camera, and I can't find it anymore. So I don't really know even what to tell you. But, I mean, I can search and see if I can find faux coffee stained paper, and I'll add it to the description box below. Now, what you're going to need to do is I measured quite carefully when I do this. And so I know that my area here which has been secured. This portion of the binding that's been secured is 7 3/4 inches long. Just this piece, not the whole journal. I'm only worrying about this piece because that's where the most, where it's the thickest and it's the sturdiest. So what I did was I took my ruler and I made a mark. Let me just check that I'm not lying. Let me just show you on this one. I made a mark. Whoops. Yeah, just about 1/4 inch in. Okay. And so let's just grab this. Okay. So we're going to make a mark, a little pencil mark, about 1/4. Actually, I think we're going to do it we're going to do it 3/8 in. Okay. I'm going to make a little mark, 3/8 in from the edge of the 7 3/4 inch part. Okay. I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to do the same on here. 1, 2, 3/8, like so. And then I'm just going to, okay, we're good. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to find the center of this piece. Now, halfway on 3/4 inch is, again, 1, 2, 3/8. And so I'm going to make a little mark here. Okay? So now we have our 3 marks. Half an inch. Let me just check again. It was 3/8. Oh, lordy, lordy. So now what I'm going to do is I want to be sure that this line is in the center and that it's straight. And so I'm just going to take my little T-square ruler here and I'm going to draw a line down the center here, a straight line, because when I put my holes in, I want to make sure that they're in the exact same spot that they need to be. Okay, so I'm going to take and I'm going to turn my little T-square around and I'm going to line it up. I'm going to make another line like so. So now we know that this is the center point on our binding, and that's where we're going to put our hole. Okay, and I'm going to grab my crocodile and we are going to make the hole for the binding. Now, as you can see, I probably have stuff stuck in there. All right, and I'm going to take my crocodile and I'm going to line this hole up with my mark. Oh, and you probably can't see that, and I'm sorry. But I'm just going to put my hole, one here, and you can see it's basically centered on the line. And I'm just going to flip it around, and I'm going to put in my other hole, like so. Okay. And so again, you can see it's basically centered. And I'm going to go and I'm going to grab 2 eyelets. I think in this case, I used dark gray on the other one. But because there is so much white in this journal, which is quite unusual for me, because you know I like the grunge, I'm going to grab out 2 of my white eyelets. Let's make sure they're both white. And yes, they are. And I'm going to put in my eyelets, okay? And hopefully they will go in nicely. I'm going to put the pretty side on the outside of my little journal here. Okay, and hopefully, like I said, they'll go in nicely. And I'm just going to squeeze that, and lo and behold, it went in nicely. Now I'm just going to grab the other one and put this one in on the other side, like so. And with any luck, this one will also go in nicely. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry. Okay. There we go. And we have our 2 eyelets in. Okay, so let's just take a little look. This is what our journal is going to look like. Now, in order to secure your little writing space into your journal, you're going to take a piece of string. I use string. I tried with ribbon. The ribbon was too thick and the little journal part didn't move freely, so I decided to go with string. And my string is about, I want to say 17. It's probably about 34 inches long, probably a lot longer than I need, but I want to be able to secure it and tie a nice bow. And so what I'm going to do is I'm taking my string and I'm pulling it through to the outside, okay? Taking both ends and I'm putting them through the journal to the outside, like so, okay? And then I'll just pull them and make sure that they're in. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over to the outside of my journal. And I kind of liked having the little bow at the top. Let me show you this. I kind of liked having the little bow up at the top here, like so. And so I think I'm going to do that again on this one. All right, I'm going to turn it kind of sideways. I'm going to flip it over and grab it. I do feel like a bit of a fumble fingers today. And I'm just going to make sure that I have enough to tie a pretty bow. And I'm going to go, and hopefully this will work. If you're watching Nat Williams, my bow tying buddy, I'm doing this one-handed here. This is pretty impressive, folks. I hope you're watching this so you learn how to tie a bow one-handed. Okay. Because I do want it to stay tight. And there we go. Okay, so we have our knot tied. And then I'm just going to take, and I'm going to take my 2 sides, like so. I do make bunny ears when I'm doing these kind of bows. I do not tie my shoes like this because they don't stay tied. But the bunny ears, I find when you're using ribbon or string, will make for a prettier bow. Oops. Okay. Well, maybe. And then I'm just going to pull this one down too. And I'm going to pull them until the bow is as big as I want it to be. Like so. Okay. And we have a tiny little bow. This one's kind of twisted because the string got twisted. So there we go. Okay, now you do have a lot of string left. You can leave it hanging or you can cut it. I don't really mind it hanging. I can probably add something to the bottom of it. Okay, so now we have our little string in to hold our journal. And we're going to take and we're going to tuck our journal in like so. Okay, and you see you have enough clearance. That's why I shortened up the journal a bit. And I'm going to bring it over like so and close it up. And there you have it. Now, as I said, I'm not going to add Velcro to this one. I don't really know how I want to close it. I can probably just tie a bow around it because it will fatten up a little. And in fact, what we can do is we can pull our journal and close our flap onto our journal. And so we have it like that. You know what, guys? I think I may end up adding the Velcro to this one as well. Okay. I don't know. I will tell you in my next video what I've decided to do because I do have another video coming up. We're going to make a little tuck for our journal, and I'm going to probably get that done today. So while this one will come out today, that one will probably come out tomorrow. It's cute. It's a little flippy flappy thing that we're going to make to add to our journal. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I want to send you lots of love and big hugs and ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I guess that's it. We'll take one last look at our little journal that we made, our little flippy file folder flip flap journal with our little pockets. And that's the back, which we didn't decorate. And we could actually put our little birdhouse on here if we wanted to. And I might do that. But if I do, I will show you when we come back. Okay, guys? Thanks a lot. Lots of love. Big hugs. Remember to please like, subscribe, and comment. It really does help my channel. It gets out there. If you guys hit that like button, it doesn't take much. If you subscribe, if you like what you see. Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care for now. Bye-bye.